Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Welcome to the very first live Radio Free Anarchy. I'm your host, Travel Mateus. I've just been chilling out this afternoon after work and started thinking about different stuff and thought, oh man, I would love to riff on that. And by the time I get over here and remember what I was doing, I'm like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to go live? And I've just been thinking about, all of the channels that I've made and all of the things that I've attempted to do to produce. The reason why I've got the camera this way is because the light right there, if I have it up, it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, it bothers me because I can see it and then my eyes go to it. But, creating a podcast is like either, I've got to be in the middle somewhere, right? Because I'm not successful and I'm not a novice. Like, I've been making video content on YouTube for over 8 years. And I like editing. I like video editing and editing with audio. And I just like the entire, process, the creative aspect of, that medium. But I was having a thought about having a more intentional mission mindset in my way of thinking. And it's, and that is that the manifestation of my future is entirely upon my shoulders, right? So the whole self-help, new age, all those guys from the 20s to the 40s, man, what are some of those guys' names? Norman Vincent Peale and Manly P. Hall. Not so much Manly P. Hall, but man, it's somebody. Nightingale. Earl Nightingale, I think his name is. They talk about manifestation, right? You envision and you create the existential experience without the actual experience, which is, to me, just mind-blowing that is a thing. That goes into my whole frustration with the physiological aspect of, self-improvement. And I guess how the single self can be so divided in different, different arenas. But I just kind of like stream of consciousness live streaming, envisioning creating that success. What is that success? It is simply having an audience, a community that I created and that I in a sense found, so to speak, or they found me, I found them, we found each other. But so many of the the self-help guys will talk about, this isn't going to, you're never going to get there unless you manifest this in your mind. Like, this is where I'm going. Like, I'm going there. And this is kind of like what I've heard Jim Carrey say that he did early on in his career. He would go up to the Hollywood Hills and lie on his back, and he would speak into the universe. I am an entertainer of, millions of people. And he spoke that, and then he created that future for himself, whatever it was that he did. He going to auditions, writing stand-up. Like, he created his success, and it wasn't due to to his supplication to a God, asking God to bless the universe. I still don't have a comfortable sense of balance with praying to the universe or asking the universe to do something. That's just so foreign to me. Why? Because I'm always and only going to be the one who's ever doing anything about it. I'm never going to see the universe do anything about it, unless I'm taking copious notes, and all of a sudden 3 months later, and I've kind of forgotten about it, someone comes along because I've chosen to go in those 3 months in that certain direction, and then I wind up at that place where that person is at that place. Those roundabout ways of the universe, Anyway, Jim Carrey, and again, that's anecdotal. It's purely anecdotal. There's no way to verify any of that other than the fact that he's going to say, well, that's my word. You can take it or leave it, or believe it or not. But I was also thinking recently about I just continue to be amazed that I am now the complete opposite of my religious training and upbringing. My parents didn't do anything overt with my religious upbringing, except my dad, took me to church. But I don't remember much of our spiritual relationship. I don't remember. I don't remember anything of a spiritual relationship with my father. But he's the reason, because of his second marriage, that I started going to church whenever I was there on the weekends with him. And so then that started my religious experience. And at the age of 8, I had a bona fide, authentic religious experience. I'm 8 years old, I'm being told by these adults who apparently love me, that they're concerned about my salvation. They're concerned about my relationship with God. And, these are the things. And I decided to believe that story. And over the next 40 years, I would just continue to morph into, evolve into, develop into the person that I am right now. The person that I was 10 years ago isn't who I am now. Get it? You know what I mean? Like, all of that stuff. Like, I was just thinking about checking the fire, so give me a second.